All right, get ready, everyone, because we are diving deep into the world of Chandra Nalaar.
Ooh, yeah.
This powerful pyromancer, really sets the magic multiverse ablaze.
Absolutely.
We're going to be exploring excerpts from her official character lore,
Okay.
and we're going to uncover the key events that have shaped her into, well, the fiery icon that she is today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they've played with that over the years, in the lore.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
By the end of this deep dive, you'll not only know her story, but I think you'll really understand the complex forces that drive her.
definitely.
So get ready for epic battles,
Oh, yeah.
moral dilemmas, and,
A whole lot of fire.
yeah, a whole lot of fire.
She brings the heat, that's for sure.
Oh, she definitely brings the heat.
What I find really captivating about Chandra is that her story isn't static.
Right.
It's evolved over time, which reflects, I think, the ever-changing nature of storytelling in these fantasy universes.
It's almost like watching a character kind of grow up alongside the fans.
Exactly, yeah.
So let's rewind all the way back to Chandra's early years
Okay.
on Kaladesh.
All right.
Now, this plane, it's known for its innovation, incredible inventions.
That's super a dance.
But there's a twist.
Oh,
Fire magic. Completely outlawed.
wow. That's setting up some tension right there.
Yeah, yeah.
You could already see, like, a young pyromancer in a world that rejects her very nature.
Right, exactly.
It's like almost destined for clashes.
And speaking of beginnings, her origin story has actually gone through some fascinating revisions
Oh, really?
over the years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so initially we were presented with this tragic tale
Okay.
of a family targeted for harboring a fire mage.
Right, right. Hiding her powers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the original backstory involved Chandra. She actually lost her brother in a war, and her parents were desperately trying to, like, cure her of her fire magic, and ultimately they relocated to escape this persecution. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah, very tragic.
Yeah.
But this narrative, it was later retconned,
Huh.
offering, I think, a more nuanced and intriguing take on her past.
Okay, so what did they change?
So in the updated version, we find out that Chandra was actually an only child
Okay.
and that her parents, they were inventors
Ah.
and they were involved in the illicit trade of ether.
Now, ether, that's that powerful magical substance found on Kaladesh, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's adding kind of another layer
Yes.
to her rebellious streak.
Yes. It's not just a reaction to
Yeah.
external forces anymore. It's almost like an inherited trait, you know?
It's like woven into her very being, her DNA almost.
Exactly.
It makes those clashes on Kaladesh even more potent.
Right. Right.
It's not just her pushing back against society. It's who she is.
It's in her blood.
Yeah.
But no matter which version of her origin story, you look at
Right.
the event that ignited her planeswalker spark is undeniably traumatic.
I bet, yeah.
Just imagine being a young woman facing execution for your magic,
Oh.
witnessing the deaths of your parents right before your eyes.
That's heavy stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that moment, the emotional weight of it all, it really forges Chandra into this powerful, albeit impulsive pyromancer that we know and love.
Right?
It's a trial by fire, I guess you could say.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is where it gets really interesting because this trauma doesn't break her.
Right.
It ignites something within her.
Okay.
It fuels her defiance and really shapes her into a force to be reckoned with.
That's powerful.
It is. It is.
So where does she go from there?
So after this harrowing event,
Yeah.
she's whisked away to the plain of Regatha,
Okay.
and she ends up at Carol Keep Monastery.
Now, Carol Keep, that's a place steeped in the teachings of Jaya Ballard, right?
Yes.
Another legendary fire mage.
Uh-huh.
So she goes to, like, the master
She does. She does.
to learn to control her powers.
Well, that's the thing. It's here that Chandra starts to, hone her raw power.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly a smooth process.
I can imagine.
It's like trying to contain a wildfire, right?
Right.
And her time at Carol Keep really foreshadows a recurring theme in her life.
Uh-huh.
The struggle to control her own impulsiveness.
Makes sense. She's passionate, fiery.
Oh, yeah.
So learning to harness that,
Yeah.
it's got to be a challenge.
It's an ongoing challenge for her.
So her magic is kind of like her personality. Intense, unpredictable, and, if it's left unchecked,
Oh, yeah.
it can be really destructive.
Yeah, and this sets the stage for some pretty interesting incidents.
Oh, like what?
Well, including one involving a certain dragon scroll.
Oh, right, the Dragon Scroll incident.
This is where she first crosses paths with Jace Beleren.
Now, Jace,
Nice.
he's that powerful mind mage who
yeah.
always seems to get caught up in her chaos, right?
He does.
Now, this is before the Gatewatch,
Yeah.
right?
Long before the Gatewatch.
So their dynamic must be a little,
It's a bit more explosive.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, their initial encounters are marked by conflict and mistrust.
Right.
Jace is often left, trying to clean up the messes that Chandra leaves in her wake.
That sounds about right, yeah.
It's a real clash of personalities.
Yeah.
With Jace's cool intellect constantly trying to rein in Chandra's fiery impulsiveness.
Like oil and water.
Yeah, you could say that.
But, as their paths continue to intersect across different planes, you start to see the seeds of a more complex relationship
You do.
being sown.
It's like fate just keeps throwing them together.
Right. No matter how far they travel,
Yeah.
they always find themselves,
Entangled.
entangled in each other's adventures.
And speaking of adventures, their paths converge again
Okay.
on Zendikar
Zendikar.
during Chandra's quest.
Mhm.
For the Eye of Ugin, now this place, it holds immense power. It's like a nexus of potent magical energy.
So why is she looking for it?
Well, that's what makes this quest even more significant,
Okay.
is how it ties into the larger narrative of the Eldrazi.
Right, the Eldrazi.
Now, these are colossal, world-devouring creatures.
Like big, big bads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're ancient beings of pure destruction.
And Chandra's search for the eye, that's just the beginning of something much bigger.
It's like a doorway to a whole new level of threats and challenges.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who else is involved in this quest?
Well, of course, we can't forget Sarkhan Vol.
Sarkhan Vol, he's the dragon-obsessed planeswalker, right?
That's him.
That's him. Yeah, he always makes things interesting.
It seems like all the key players in Chandra's life are drawn to this search for the Eye of Ugin.
It's like a magnet.
It's a pivotal moment, not just for her journey, but for the future of the multiverse.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
You've got Chandra, driven by her goals. You've got this place, the Eye, that holds the key to containing these huge threats. And then you bring in Jace
Right.
and Sarkhan.
All with their own motivations.
Yeah.
All drawn into this vortex of events.
Yeah, like a perfect storm.
It really is.
And this encounter on Zendikar, that sets the stage for the Gatewatch, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
It's like it's showing how connected everything is
Yeah.
and how one person's actions can have, like, huge consequences.
Exactly. And speaking of consequences,
Yeah.
we can't ignore the fact that Chandra's actions at the Eye of Ugin ultimately lead to the awakening of the Eldrazi Titans.
Oh, wow.
That's something she's going to grapple with for years to come.
I bet.
It really makes you think about the burden of responsibility,
It does.
when you're wielding such immense power.
It raises some questions about heroism, right?
It does. It does.
Because even the best intentions can have, like, really bad outcomes.
Absolutely.
Chandra's journey is a perfect example of that. It shows that heroism isn't about avoiding mistakes, but learning from them and trying to, make things right.
So what does all of this tell us about Chandra's early life? I mean, it's a whirlwind of fiery magic, daring escapes, and these encounters that are going to shape the very course of her destiny.
That's a lot to handle for someone so young.
We see this young woman grappling with incredible power, trying to navigate a world that, fears and rejects her gifts.
Right.
And ultimately stepping onto a path that will lead her to confront challenges on a multiversal scale.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. It is.
What about you? What stands out to you about this time in her life? What really resonates?
Well, I think her impulsiveness is really interesting, and
a big part of who she is.
It is, and how it kind of, it drives her action.
It's definitely a driving force.
But also gets her into trouble.
Oh, for sure.
But, keep those thoughts in mind.
Okay. Because we're going to dive deeper.
I'm ready.
Into the fiery trials and triumphs that await this remarkable pyromancer.
Let's do it.
We left off with Chandra kind of, grappling with the fallout of her actions at the Eye of Ugin.
Yeah, heavy stuff.
Now her journey takes a fascinating turn.
Okay.
As she returns to Regatha.
Regatha, huh?
The plane where she first tried to control her powers, remember?
Oh, right, at Carol Keep.
Exactly.
That's where she learned from Jay Ballard.
Uh-huh. But this time around, she's not a student seeking guidance.
Oh.
She's public enemy number one.
What? How did that happen?
The Order of Heliod, this group of, like, magic-suppressing zealots, they've branded her a threat, you know.
To their control.
No, their control, yeah.
They see her as, like, a symbol of chaos.
Exactly. The chaos they're desperately trying to extinguish.
It's ironic, isn't it?
It is, it is.
She goes there to learn control.
Yeah.
And then they turn on her.
And they want to get rid of magic altogether.
This conflict really forces her to confront her past, I think, in a very direct way.
It's like all that unresolved stuff from losing her parents.
Yeah.
It's all coming back up.
It's all bubbling to the surface.
This confrontation with the Order,
yeah,
it's like a crucible, you know?
It is.
It's forcing her to face her fears and her regrets.
And it all comes to a head in this dramatic showdown.
Oh. Tell me about it.
Involving an ancient artifact called the Purifying Fire.
Purifying Fire, huh?
They literally throw Chandra into this thing.
No way.
Hoping to purge her of her magic.
That's intense.
It is. It is.
You know, it's interesting how the Purifying Fire acts as this symbol. You know, it's not just physical fire, but also like this burning away of impurities. You know?
This refining process.
Yeah.
That leads to strength and resilience.
Exactly.
And it's an incredibly powerful scene to see play out.
I bet, yeah.
You know, she literally walks through fire and emerges on the other side.
What is she? She weakened.
Not weakened, but strengthened.
Really?
It's as if the experience burns away, you know, her doubts, her fears.
That's incredible.
Leaving behind this core of pure determination.
She comes out stronger.
Stronger.
That's amazing.
It is. It is.
So the fire doesn't, like, destroy her? It refines her.
It refines her, yes.
Huh.
And she emerges with a clearer sense of purpose.
Okay.
A fiercer determination to protect those she cares about and fight for what she believes in.
That's a real turning point for her.
It is. It is. And before leaving Regatha,
she
has this incredibly charged encounter with Gideon.
Gideon, right? From the Order of Heliod.
Yeah, the very person she initially trusted, but then felt betrayed by.
Yeah, that's a complicated relationship.
It is. It is. But this encounter really reveals a key shift, I think, in Chandra's perspective.
What do you mean?
Well, she sees the hypocrisy in Gideon's, blind faith in the Order.
Okay.
And vows to never let anyone dictate her moral compass again.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is. She's not just rejecting the Order. She's rejecting any attempt to control or suppress individual freedom.
She's drawing a line in the sand.
Yeah, and this newfound conviction really paves the way for her eventual role in the Gatewatch.
That makes sense.
It's like all her experiences, all the trials and tribulations have been leading her to this point.
It's all connected.
It is. It is.
So let's talk about the Gatewatch.
Okay.
This incredible team of planeswalkers coming together to protect the multiverse.
Like the ultimate superhero team.
Right, but with magic.
And interdimensional travel.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Chandra, I mean, she's absolutely essential to the Gatewatch's formation.
I can see that with her experiences on Zendikar, right?
Yes. Fighting alongside Jace, Gideon, and Nissa.
Against the Eldrazi.
Yeah, it really forges a bond between them.
Yeah.
And reveals the true power of unity.
And they accomplish some amazing things.
They do, they do.
I mean, they defeat 2 Eldrazi titans.
They do.
Ulamog and Kozilek.
These are monstrous beings.
Yeah, world eaters.
Threatening to consume entire worlds.
And it's Chandra who delivers that final blow.
She does.
Wow, using her pyromancy and Zendikar's
ley lines.
Ley lines, right?
Yes, this network of magical energy that flows through the plane.
It's like she taps into the plane's power.
She does, she does.
And then unleashes this devastating blast of energy.
Yeah.
To take them down.
It's incredible.
It is. It is.
But even in victory, there's a cost.
Oh, yeah.
The scale of destruction, the loss of life.
It takes a toll.
It weighs heavily on Chandra.
I bet. Yeah.
She begins to doubt herself.
Understandably.
Questioning if their actions are truly making a difference.
It's that classic dilemma, right?
Yeah.
Do the ends justify the means?
Exactly. How much destruction is acceptable in the pursuit of a greater good?
It's something a lot of heroes struggle with.
And these are questions, that are going to continue to haunt Chandra.
As she moves forward.
So
on top of that, she's also dealing with, the drama within the Gatewatch.
Oh, the interpersonal stuff.
Yeah.
Her relationship with Nissa is strained.
Right.
And her feelings for Gideon are unresolved.
It's adding to her emotional turmoil.
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah. But Chandra's struggles.
Yeah.
Her doubts, her vulnerabilities, it's what makes her relatable.
Absolutely.
She's not perfect. She makes mistakes.
Right.
She's human.
She is human.
And that's what makes her journey so compelling.
It's her imperfections that make her real,
Exactly.
and make us root for her even more.
Totally agree.
But despite all this turmoil, Chandra doesn't give up.
Okay.
She pushes forward.
Good for her.
And joins the Gatewatch on their next mission to Innistrad.
Innistrad, that's a whole different ball game.
Oh, it is.
It's a plane shrouded in gothic horror.
Yeah, haunted by another Eldrazi titan, Emrakul.
So different from Zendikar.
Very different. The threat posed by Emrakul is insidious.
Oh.
Warping the very fabric of the plane.
Oh.
Twisting creatures into these grotesque abominations.
That sounds creepy.
It's like stepping into a nightmare.
And the Gatewatch faces their first major defeat there.
They do. They realize that some threats, require more than brute force to overcome.
It's a hard lesson to learn.
It is.
That the multiverse is a dangerous place.
Oh, yeah.
And even the most powerful groups can falter against something like that.
Yeah, but even in defeat, Chandra's determination shines through.
That's good to hear.
She's not one to back down from a challenge.
I can believe that.
Even when the odds are stacked against her.
Well, I can't wait to see how that plays out.
Yeah, and her resilience is put to the ultimate test when she finally returns to her home plane of Kaladesh. Remember all those unresolved issues with her past?
Right.
The questions surrounding her parents' fate?
Yeah.
Well, get ready for things to get explosive.
Oh.
She not only discovers that her mother, Pia, is alive.
What?
And leading a rebellion against the consulate.
No way.
But she also comes face-to-face with Baral.
Baral, the one responsible for her parents' death.
The very one.
Oh, this is going to be intense.
It's a roller coaster of emotions for her.
I bet, yeah.
The joy of finding her mother. The rage and desire for revenge against Baral.
Right.
The conflict between loyalty to her family and her duty to the Gatewatch.
Oh, that's a lot to process.
It is.
It's like all the threads of her past are converging.
They are.
They are in this one moment.
It's family, duty, vengeance, all colliding on the streets of Kaladesh.
And in all that chaos, she has to make a choice.
She does.
A choice with lasting consequences.
And this return to Kaladesh, it's not just personal for Chandra.
What do you mean?
Well, it has ramifications for the whole multiverse.
How so?
It leads to a confrontation with Tezzeret.
Tezzeret, the master artificer.
Yes, and he's working for Nicol Bolas.
Nicol Bolas, the puppet master.
The one pulling the strings.
This is getting big.
It is. So
Chandra's right at the center of all this.
She is.
It's amazing how far she's come.
From a rebellious youth to a key player.
In a multiversal conflict.
Against a being of unimaginable power.
It's a testament to her strength.
It is.
So before we dive into the final chapter of Chandra's story, what stands out to you about this middle part of her life?
I think her growth.
Yeah.
From, kind of a hothead.
Right.
To someone who's starting to understand the weight of her actions.
It's like she's becoming more aware of the consequences.
And her struggles within the Gatewatch.
Yeah, the interpersonal stuff.
Show that even heroes, have doubts and make mistakes.
They're human, just like us.
Exactly. And it makes them, well, I think, more relatable.
I agree. It makes their stories more interesting.
So keep those thoughts in mind.
Okay.
As we explore the fiery trials and the ultimate triumphs that await this remarkable pyromancer. We left off with Chandra realizing, just how deep Nicol Bolas's plans run.
Yeah, the guy's a master manipulator.
The Gatewatch, now fully aware of his scheming, set their sights on Amonkhet.
Amonkhet?
This plane that's, well, seemingly ruled by a benevolent god pharaoh.
Right, but with Bolas, things are never what they seem.
Exactly. And Amonkhet, it turns out,
it's
a meticulously crafted trap designed to train this army of undead warriors.
Oh, wow.
Known as Eternals.
Eternals, okay.
To serve Bolas's, grand schemes.
It's chilling,
It is.
It's how he twists everything, even noble ideals, to serve his own ends.
And the Gatewatch walks right into it.
Oh, no.
Blinded by their desire to confront Bolas head on.
They just wanted to stop him.
Yeah, and the battle's a disaster.
Oh, I bet.
They're totally outmatched.
Yeah.
And Chandra is left severely wounded, forced to planeswalk away, leaving her friends behind.
Can you imagine?
I know, having to abandon your comrades
Yeah.
in the face of such overwhelming power.
It's crushing defeat.
It is. It shatters her confidence.
Yeah.
She's always been the one to, charge into battle.
Fueled by her fire.
Yeah. But against Bolas,
Yeah.
her pyromancy, it's just not enough.
It's a hard lesson.
It is. It is.
In humility.
And this defeat sends her, she blames herself for not being strong enough, for failing to protect her friends.
Oh, that's rough.
And it gets worse.
How?
Nissa leaves the Gatewatch.
Really?
It deepens Chandra's sense of isolation.
It's a dark time for her.
It is. It is.
So much turmoil.
She grapples with, questions about her purpose, her place in the Gatewatch, even her ability to control her own powers.
But sometimes those dark times, they can lead to growth.
They can.
It's like she's confronting those inner demons.
Yeah, grappling with those insecurities.
Exactly.
But even in her darkest hour, Chandra's spark, it doesn't go out.
Good.
She seeks guidance.
Oh.
From Jaya Ballard.
Her mentor.
Yeah, hoping to rekindle her inner flame.
It's interesting how her journey mirrors the multiverse.
Yeah, how so?
Well, Bolas is this huge threat.
Right.
Everyone has to face their limits.
Yeah.
Find new strength.
And it all leads up to the War of the Spark.
The War of the Spark.
This epic battle on Ravnica.
Planeswalkers everywhere.
Yeah, uniting to stop Bolas from becoming a god.
Wow. And Chandra's right there in the thick of it.
Oh, yeah. She plays a crucial role.
Like what?
Well, she disables the Immortal Sun.
The Immortal Sun?
Yeah, Bolas used it to trap Planeswalkers on Ravnica.
So she frees them.
Yes, reinforcements arrive.
Turning the tide.
It's a turning point.
She's not just, a powerhouse.
No.
She's thinking strategically.
A leader, making tough choices.
Inspiring others.
But victory comes at a price.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Gideon sacrifices himself.
Gideon.
To save Liliana.
It's a heavy loss.
It hits Chandra hard.
I bet.
Awakens that guilt.
Yeah.
The self-doubt she's been fighting.
It's a lot to carry.
It is. It is.
Even with the victory.
And it reminds us that,
Yeah.
Even when you win, there are casualties.
And those who fight, they carry that weight.
They do.
But Chandra, she doesn't let grief consume her.
No, she channels her pain.
Into action.
Yeah, embarking on solo missions.
Protecting the multiverse.
Pushing herself to the limit.
Almost like she's trying to outrun her demons.
It's a dangerous path.
It is.
Leading to a confrontation.
With Tipple.
This sadistic planeswalker.
It's all about pain.
Yeah, inflicting suffering.
Like a dark reflection of Chandra.
Yeah, but his cruelty.
Yeah.
It becomes a catalyst for Chandra's breakthrough.
Really?
That her pain, her trauma, she can't escape it.
Oh, that's tough.
But it doesn't have to control her.
It's a powerful realization.
It is.
Acceptance.
She learns to acknowledge her flaws, her vulnerabilities.
And embrace them.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is. She finds strength in the face of adversity.
It's inspiring.
And from this point on,
yeah,
Chandra's different.
In what way?
Well, she's still fiery, impulsive.
Right.
But she's more grounded.
Okay.
More aware.
Of her limits.
Yes. And more compassionate.
We see this in Midnight Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson Vow on Innistrad.
Fighting for good.
Protecting the innocent. Maintaining balance.
She's a true hero.
She is. And amidst the chaos, she connects with Adeline.
A Cathar.
It hints at the potential.
For love.
For happiness.
Even in the darkest times.
There's hope.
So what stands out to you most about her journey?
It's that transformation.
Yeah.
From, this rebellious kid to this powerful, compassionate hero.
And it reminds us that, we all have the potential to overcome challenges.
To grow.
To find our own inner strength.
Chandra's story is a beacon of hope.
It is. It is.
It shows us that even when we stumble, we can rise again stronger than before.
And as you think about Chandra's fiery legacy, ask yourself.
Yeah.
What adventures lie ahead? What challenges will she face? Will she find the peace and happiness she deserves?
Those are great questions.
The answers are out there, waiting to be discovered.